Eerie, a slender 25-year-old woman with porcelain skin and almond-shaped blue eyes framed by round, wire-rimmed glasses, sat cross-legged on her plush cream-colored carpet. Her short, chestnut-brown hair was tucked neatly behind her ears, revealing a small silver stud in each lobe. She wore a loose-fitting lavender sweater over dark denim jeans, her feet bare as she leaned over her sketchbook. Beside her, curled up in a tight ball of soft brown fur, lay Keisha, her 3-month-old kitten. The kitten's sapphire blue eyes watched lazily as Eerie's pencil danced across the paper, bringing fantastical creatures and landscapes to life. As the afternoon sun cast a warm glow through the sheer curtains of Eerie's bedroom, she found herself lost in her art. Her fingers, slightly smudged with graphite, moved with practiced precision across the page. She was so engrossed in her work that she didn't notice the heaviness creeping into her eyelids. "Just one more sketch," Eerie murmured to herself, her voice barely above a whisper. Keisha's ears twitched at the sound, but the kitten remained curled up, purring softly. With each stroke of her pencil, Eerie's movements became slower, her blinks longer, until finally, her head gently lowered onto the open sketchbook. In what felt like mere seconds, Eerie's eyes fluttered open. She found herself standing in a vast, ethereal landscape that seemed oddly familiar. The sky above her was a swirling mix of pastel pinks and purples, dotted with clouds that looked suspiciously like the ones she had just been sketching. Beneath her feet, instead of her bedroom carpet, was a field of shimmering, translucent grass that sparkled with each step she took. "Where am I?" Eerie wondered aloud, her voice echoing in the strange, dreamlike environment. She looked down at her hands, noticing that they seemed to be composed of pencil strokes, as if she herself had been drawn into existence. A soft mew at her feet drew Eerie's attention downward. There, looking equally bewildered, sat Keisha. The kitten's fur was now a tapestry of pencil lines, giving her a sketched appearance that matched Eerie's. "Keisha!" Eerie gasped, bending down to scoop up her feline companion. "What's happening?" As if in response to her question, the world around them began to shift and change. Trees sprouted from the ground, their leaves unfurling in a burst of color. Flowers bloomed instantaneously, their petals a riot of hues that Eerie recognized from her own color palette. In the distance, a majestic castle materialized, its spires reaching toward the surreal sky. Suddenly, the air around them filled with movement. Creatures of all shapes and sizes emerged from the landscape. A dragon with iridescent scales soared overhead, while a group of miniature unicorns galloped past, their manes flowing like liquid rainbows. Eerie's eyes widened in amazement as she recognized each being as one of her own creations. "This is incredible," she breathed, clutching Keisha closer to her chest. The kitten purred in agreement, her pencil-stroke whiskers twitching with curiosity. As they stood there, marveling at the living gallery around them, a small, glowing orb of light approached. It hovered before Eerie's face, pulsing gently with warm, golden light. The orb suddenly expanded, transforming into a translucent fairy with gossamer wings and a dress made of what appeared to be liquid starlight. "Welcome, Creator," the fairy spoke, her voice a melodious tinkle. "We are your imagination brought to life. Your art has given us form, and now we wish to help you return to your world." Eerie's mouth fell open in astonishment. "But how?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The fairy smiled, a shimmer of stardust falling from her lips as she spoke. "Close your eyes and picture your room. Feel the carpet beneath your feet, the pencil in your hand. We will do the rest." Eerie nodded, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and trepidation. She closed her eyes, cradling Keisha close, and concentrated on the image of her cozy bedroom. As Eerie focused, she felt a gentle tugging sensation, as if she were being pulled through a soft, yielding barrier. The sounds of her imaginary world faded, replaced by the familiar hum of her ceiling fan and the distant noise of traffic outside her window. Slowly, she opened her eyes, finding herself back in her room, head resting on her open sketchbook. Keisha stirred beside her, stretching lazily as if waking from a long nap. Yuri sat up, her mind reeling from the vivid experience. She looked down at her sketchbook, gasping as she saw a new addition to her drawing, a tiny, glowing fairy winking up at her from the corner of the page. Yuri smiled, running her fingers over the sketch, feeling a newfound appreciation for the power of her imagination and the magic that lived within her art.